everybody, I hope everybody is doing well today across the world where you may be at. And today I want to talk about employers and autism, and I want to talk from my own autistic perspective and a recent example of a situation that I went through. So I hope everyone is doing well. So recently I attended a local, what you would call a welfare office, employment office, a local government building called the Job Centre here in UK. And they are supposedly meant to help me look for work. This usual experience, usually they can't wait to get me out the door, but this time the advisor who I saw was very blunt, forceful, tried to force me to apply for retail jobs, which she knows I can't do due to my autism and my sensory issues and my heightened state of anxiety. So I explained to her that I couldn't do it. And she's like, well, you could try, Gemma, it'd be good for you, it'd really help you. And I'm like, no, I can't do this because of my autism. And then she was expect me to travel to places like Leiston and Woodbridge, which for me is about an hour or so away by bus or a train. And these jobs were starting at 7 a.m. in the morning, when my public transport doesn't start until 7:30 at the earliest in the morning. So for her to say to me, oh, you could just hop on a bus, hop on a train. No, I can't, because as an autistic woman, my anxiety is really heightened. As an autistic woman, I have to have public transport because I don't drive, and I choose not to drive due to a personal decision. I don't feel driving for me would be a good idea. It would be heightened anxiety. It would be a heightened state of just being panicked, being around other drivers, having to read road signs, road maps, directions, all that kind of stuff. No thank you. I don't think I'd rather pass it. And then also she was like, it'd be good for you to get some new skills. And I understand that they have a job to do. I understand that they have to try and make ends meet with their targets, and they have to try and get the most vulnerable or supposedly weakest people through their doors. But again, this is not a good example to lead by. I've said to her so many times, I can't do certain jobs because of my anxiety and my autism. I can't do retail work. And then she was like, oh, maybe you could try looking into support worker jobs. No, because I want to do admin. I want to do office work because that is what I'm qualified in. That is what I know how to do for the last 6-7 years of my life. And that's what I've been used to keep a strict routine in place to keep my anxiety lowered. And for her to keep going, oh, well, you could do retail, it's the same thing. You could do things like charity shops. No, because again, it's dealing with people, it's dealing with noise and smells and touch and being around people who I may not be able to communicate with. And to put me in that heightened state of anxiety in the first place, it's just not acceptable. And to keep going, oh, well, you could try, Gemma. What about this? What about that? And then when I look at it, I'm like, what is it? And she's like, oh, retail. Oh, support worker jobs. Oh, what about catering? No. Do you have any idea of how triggering that is for an autistic person like myself? For me to work in catering, again, it's loud noise. It's smells of food. It's crowds. It's noises of the cashier. It's the noise of the register. It's the noise of people talking. It's just not a good fit for my autism or my heightened state of anxiety. And for her to try and force that on me, to be honest, was a bit rude and a bit disconcerting. And I find that this is not just happening to me. This is happening to other autistic people and people with mental health issues who they are trying to force through the system, who they are trying to force into work that isn't practical. And this again is down to the lack of awareness, lack of understanding, lack of training. And I feel that if they had people like myself training them better and actually helping them with our triggers and helping them with our sensory sensitivities, then maybe their jobs would become a little bit more easier to bear and a little bit more easy to do. But again, this is all about politics and numbers. This is about getting the supposedly more vulnerable and weakest through the door and going, oh, well, they'll do this if they don't want their benefits being sanctioned. Oh, they'll do this if they don't want to lose their money. It's not about the threat of losing money. Don't keep threatening to sanction us on disability, because by the end of the day, I need that money to pay my bills, and that's for me to live on every day, which I was awarded by the government because they see me as severely impaired and severely disabled due to my autism and my anxiety disorder. So again, when you go to the job centre or any employment agency and they threaten to sanction you because you're not trying enough to look for work, or they feel you're not being flexible enough for your job search. You have to tell them what you can and cannot do on personal preference. For me, I cannot do retail, I can't do security work, I can't do catering work because of the noise and triggers with my smell and being around people. I need a job that I'm in a quiet room by myself, something that I can do office based, or answering the telephone, or filing paper, or data entry on the computer, or anything like that, because by the end of the day, my experience at the job centre recently was completely awful. I felt tearful, I felt anxious, I felt pressured, I felt like I had to try and agree with her, and it was horrible. Like, I should never ever have to be that pressured to feel undermined and embarrassed and to feel sad and to feel like I don't want to go back there. Every time I go to the job centre or the welfare office, I feel highly anxious. I feel scared what they're going to try and force me into. I feel that, again, this is a lack of understanding. It's a lack of training. It's a lack of having people with lived experience working within the job centre, because I know for a fact they don't have anyone with autism in their employment. And I think that this is just a government target to get us out the door and say, oh, well, we got them into a job, they're working, they're members of productive society. Yes, it's all well and good, you trying to force us into work and you trying to force us into something that is beyond our comfort zones, that is beyond something we can do physically, mentally and emotionally. It's just an absolute joke. And UK needs to step up its game with support. Like my thumbnail will show, I have tagged and uploaded the pictures of the organisations that I want to reach, which is the job centre, the NHS, the local police and other employers that I want to talk to. You need to change your ways of thinking, people, because you're not letting a lot of autistic people into your workplace, and if you are, you have assumed that we are not capable of working, you've assumed that we're going to be off sick all the time, you've assumed that we're not to be trusted, and that's so far from the truth. Like, for me, I can be trusted. It's just that I can't do certain types of work. I can't do retail, I can't do security, I can't do catering work, because I need to be around a small group of people. I need a quiet room where I can do office file and admin, answer the telephone maybe. I don't want to be around big groups of people because I can't handle it because of my anxiety. And I need to be on reliant public centre transport because of my limitations with travel. I can't travel more than an hour each way to look for work, and the UK government saying that we can travel 2 hours each way. I'm sorry, where the bloody hell have you got that from? There's no way on God's green earth that I can travel 2 hours to look for work each way. It's just not practical, it's not doable, and this again makes me worried about my heightened state of anxiety, because again, this shows employers do not accept disability, they don't understand disability, they don't understand what it's like to live with it every day, the challenges of what it's like to go through autism, the anxiety, heightened emotions, heightened state of mind, feeling on edge all the time like you're being watched, being talked about like we're idiots, which we're not. And employers, I'm begging you, please, I would love to work, but stop assuming that I can work a 45 to 50 hour week. That is ridiculous and stupid. I can't work a 45 to 50 hour week job. I need to be working 16 to 20 hours maximum because of my disability benefit. And 2, I am not mentally and physically, emotionally capable of working a 50-hour week. It's just no way that I can do that. It's just no way on God's earth that I'm physically capable of travel, which will add on an extra hour or so before I start work. And it's going to cause me to lose wages and all sorts. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to give in to your pressure because you feel that I'm comfortable and able to do a 50-hour week. It's not okay. It's not acceptable. Job centre, please, I'm begging you, back off disabled people. Stop trying to pressure us into jobs we can't do. Stop trying to refer us to schemes that aren't working. Like right now, I'm under yet another scheme from the job centre, which is another company who seem to be doing very little to support me. And I've been under the Papworth Trust, I've been under the Shaw Trust, and now I'm under Reed Restart. Like, I've been under so many companies since I've been on the disability benefit and job seekers allowance that they don't understand the pressure what it's like to look for work. They have no idea of the limitations that I have. And she's like, oh, well, you're capable of working a 45-hour week. No. Do you not understand what autism is? Do you not understand what anxiety is and the symptoms of it? The triad of symptoms that I have. So on heightened emotions, I have heightened feelings with touch, smell, taste, sight, sound. I'm very aware of what I can and can't do. I need to be on public transport. And to feel that pressure was absolutely horrendous. To feel like I wasn't doing anything good enough, and the fact that I was made to feel that I hadn't searched enough for work. I search and apply for work every day. Do you realize how hard it is to look for work online and no one ever replies to you? Like, do you know how disheartening that is when I'm doing around 50, 60 applications a week minimum and no one replies? Like, I try my hardest to sell myself. I try my hardest to put in good words on my CV, and also I've been told previously at the job centre, if I didn't declare my medical conditions, maybe I would get a job. Hold on a minute, so you want me to break the law? The law states if I have any medical condition or physical health condition, I have to tell the law that I am disabled. So therefore, I am keeping the law. I am updating the law saying, hey, I am a legally disabled woman. I can't do certain jobs and certain hours. I can only work Monday to Saturday during the day up until maybe 9, 10 p.m. at night. I have to be able to get a bus there and a bus home, or at the very, very hardest, be able to walk there and back. And what you've done to me, put me under that pressure, and in the past, talking to me that I'm an idiot, it's just not helping the communication between either of us. And yeah, I just don't like the way disabled people are being treated with regards to employment. It needs to change. It needs to have a serious uphaul. And yeah, I hope you've kind of understood what I was trying to say. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.